Alright, this video is the third video, and it's going to focus on building the roof for the shed that we're building. Okay, so we have our walls set up from the previous video, we have our floor set up, and now we're going to get into the roofing tool. So to get there, you're going to click on the architecture tab here, okay, and you're going to see that the roof is found right here. Once you click on the roof, alright, notice it's going to say, hey, you're creating a roof on the lowest level, would you like to move it? Yes, I would. I wasn't aware that I was on the floor level, so this is correcting that for me, saying, hey, no, you want to go up to the roof level. So I'm going to hit yes. Okay, and now the best way to do this is really in our floor plan, so I'm going to go back into the floor plan view. Okay, and so we're going to be selecting the different walls for the roof. I'm sorry, I don't want to be in the roof. Let's do that again. So we're going to go into roof. Okay. From here, we have the same options that we saw with the flooring. Okay, so it's going to have a boundary line, and then we're going to use the walls that already exist in order to create that roof. Okay, that's the best way to do this. You can always draw your own lines. You can always draw by using the rectangle tool, but the best way to do is just to work with the walls that you already have, since those are going to need to be connected. Okay. Some of these options here that you have is, you'll notice define slope is selected. So that defined slope means if I click on this wall, it's going to be sloping from that wall up to the middle of my roof here. Okay. And so what this shed is asking for is that you have a gable roof. Okay, so that means two of them are going to define the slope, and then the other one's not going to define the slope. Okay, so that's check mark right here, and I'll show you in a second how to use that. The second part is your overhang. So how much is the roof going off the wall and overhanging that wall? Okay, so you want to set that to 1 foot. 0 inches, and then we're going to leave extend to wall core blank. Okay. The next thing you need is in the properties, we're going to be selecting wood rafter 8-inch asphalt shingle. Once you select that, we can then start clicking on the walls that we want to create the roof off of. Okay, so if I go ahead and start clicking, we're going to click. We're making sure we're on the outside because that's where the overhang is going. And you're going to see this little triangle that appears as I'm going around and clicking. That means that each of these walls is defining that slope. Okay, and so what that means is, if I hit the check mark here, let me just save that really quick. Okay. So what that means here is that each of these walls have a slope going up towards the middle of the roof. Okay. It says here, would you like to attach the highlighted walls to the roof? I'm going to say no, but generally you want to say yes. Okay, so I should say attach. I'm going to actually say don't attach just to show you if you mess that up that you can fix it. But normally hit attach here. Okay, that's going to attach the roof to your walls. All right. So if I look at this in 3D, you can see how each of these is slanting up towards the middle of the roof. Okay, so each of those slopes are defined. Now we don't want that, so I'm actually going to go back into this, and let's go to our roof level. And I need to get rid of the slope on these two lines over here. Okay, so if I click on this side of the roof here, I'm going to make sure I uncheck define slope. I'm going to go over here and uncheck define slope. So now only the two longer walls are going to define the slope of my roof. So once I hit that check mark, it's going to ask, hey, do you want to attach the highlighted walls to the roof? Yes is what you should say. I'm going to mess that up intentionally. And now when I go to 3D, you can see that I have my gable roof here, where I have two of the walls defining the slope, and then this wall over here is not defining that slope. Now, you can see there's now a gap here in my wall to the roof. Now the reason is because I said don't attach it. Okay, so you really do want to make sure you're attaching that. Now to fix that issue, we can always click on the wall here, and right where it says unconnected, you can always say, no, I want it to go up to the roof. Okay. So we want to go up to the roof. So I want to attach the top to the roof, and so that's this button right here. And then I want to do the same thing to the other side. So I want to attach the top to the roof, and then there we go, I have my walls that are connected. You also notice that my side walls are not as well, so I need to fix that. You see that little gap here? So I'm going to go manually attach all these after I said no. Looks like this one's already attached for some reason. Let's just double check and make sure. Okay. So now I have all my walls that go all the way up to the roof. Okay. So when I click off, you can see that now there's no gaps going into my shed anywhere along the sides after I got my roof done. Okay. So when you're working on your roof, make sure that you get all your settings set up correctly. Okay. And then make sure you hit that check mark to save any changes that you made.